Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boost Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know this does not work. You're getting a twofer tonight. You're getting a twofer because I just ended up doing an update where we talked about Philly 500 literally losing his mind. He's delusional. He's begging. He's hoping. He's praying that the Eagles don't stink as much as everybody thinks they do. In fact, he knows it. He knows his team stinks. But he's trying to put a bold face on it, and I understand completely. So, an interesting thing. Again, I just got back home. I'm just getting caught up, and after I finished doing the premiere of my last video, I saw the CBS list of their top 100, Pete Prisco's top 100. And if I didn't say his name right, listen, you know who the hell I'm talking about. I am the name butcher. Get over it. If it bothers you so much, just don't watch me. So I am looking at the list. I'm looking at the list. In fact, let's look at the list. Some of them, seem to be about right. Some of them kind of scratch your head. Some of them think like, wow, they really diss some people. We have 4 Dallas Cowboys in on the top 100 of 2020, according to Pete Prisco. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go to the list. Now, I know you probably don't see it too well, or actually, I'm kind of faded. I look low-key faded because the screen's white. I don't know how to change the screen to color of the thing, but just bear with me. So here's what we have, of course. And I'm going to actually go through these kind of quick because I want to get to our Cowboys. Of course, we have Pat Mahomes, of course, being number 1, and Aaron Donald and Aaron Rodgers, the bad man, and Tom Brady and Travis Kelce, T.J. Watt, Devontae Adams, Russell Wilson, Myles Garrett, Josh Allen. You can't really argue with some of those. I mean, maybe some of them could be higher and lower. I'm not sure that Josh Allen should be a top 10 just yet because, the way they used to diss Dak and say, Dak is only good because he got Amari Cooper. Well, if you really look at Josh Allen's statistics before Diggs got there was nothing really special about that. So if you're going to say that Dak Prescott needs those guys, Jenna Wolf, to succeed, you have to say the same thing about Josh Allen. I just don't think there's enough out there just yet to say that Josh Allen's a top 10. But that's just me. That's just me. And, this is where these things really don't mean anything. It's really more for, argument's sake. Derrick Henry, okay, I can deal with that. Stephon Diggs, yeah, because Diggs, of course, added to Josh Allen help. Tyreek Hill, Jair Alexander, Jalen Ramsey. I'm not sure Jalen Ramsey, but you know what? That's me. Jalen Ramsey, I'm still pissed off because he got away. We got offensive pass interference when dude was holding. It should have been defensive pass interference. I'm still pissed off on it. This one is one that I actually used, for example, last night, Trent Williams, because I talked about Trent Williams yesterday because, so many people say that, that Tyron Smith, he's done. He's out of here, man. He's too old. He's too injury plagued. And I can say the same thing was thought about Trent Williams. Well, Trent Williams truly turned it around, after having the, cancerous growth taken off of his head and things, and now is rated as the number 16th guy. Now, again, this is one person's list, but he's still thought to be one of the best left tackles in football. So that gives us hope again for Tyron Smith. Nick Bosa, and then we finally have our first Cowboy, Zack Martin. Okay, Zack Martin played the majority of the season last year, but apparently playing the whole season doesn't necessarily have a lot to do with your ranking. This is what you're thought of as a player. So we're moving right along. You got Dalvin Cook, you got Khalil Mack, and then we're in the 20s. We got Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Deshaun Watson, Xavier Howard, Joey Bosa, Quentin Nielsen, David Bakari, Julio Jones, 28. Anybody want to trade for a 32-year-old, 28th rated guy in the top 100? Okay. Then we have Lamar Jackson, Chris Jones. Okay, we're into the 30s. Fred Warner, Warner, Cameron Jordan, Dalvin White, Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. You know I wanted the Cowboys to sign him, but they said, nah, he's not our kind of guy. Darren Waller, DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah, Eastside. You miss that guy? Do you miss that guy? Yeah, you miss that guy. You know, at least Eastside, when you come in here, at least you don't come in here with that fake juice talking about how good the Texans are because you know they're ass. Alvin Kamara, Justin Hubert, DJ Metcalf, Chase Young. Chase Young already at 40. Wow. All right, so here we go. 41 to 50. Okay. Bobby Wagner. Then we get to our number 2 Dallas Cowboy. DeMarcus Lawrence, D-Law at 42. How you guys feel about D-Law at 42? D-Law, the last 2 seasons have been getting about 6.5 sacks a season. His run-stopping ability has been really good. Just hasn't had the sack numbers. Do you feel that 42 is about the right place for D-Law? I'd like to get your comments on that. Moving right along, Leonard Williams, Levante David, Justin Jefferson. I don't want Justin Jefferson. He's ass. He's ass, as Philly would say. Allen Robinson, Grady Jarrett, Marlon Humphreys, DeForest Buckner. And here we have one Dak Prescott. This is our 3rd Dallas Cowboy. 3rd Dallas Cowboy. So my question is Dak getting dissed on this list, or is it because he only played in 5 games? So we look at this and saying, well, he's not really, he didn't play the whole season, so we're dinging him. Or are we looking at this as potential of what the season would have been like? The Cowboys at that time were the number 1 offense, were scoring more points than Green Bay averaged for the whole season. And I believe 3 of the teams that he faced were ultimately playoff teams. I think if you're saying that he can be in there at all, if you're not saying that injury is the issue, I would say that he's being dissed. I just would. I think that literally, to me, this is one of those ones, either you say guys that are injured for most of the season don't count and don't belong in the list, or you're saying injuries don't matter. And if you're saying injuries don't matter and you're saying he's 50, that you're saying that D-Law is better than he is, that you're saying that, all of these other guys that you have are better and worth more than Dak Prescott, then that's a diss. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't see that. I don't see that. But again, I am a Dallas Cowboy homer. Moving right along, 50 to 60, Buda Baker, Zadarius Smith, Darius Leonard, Chandler Jones, Michael Thomas, Shaq Barnett, and then we have Zeke Elliott. Zeke at 57. So this goes back to the question of, is this a perception on how you feel that they are, or is this stat-based? You follow me? Do we think that Zeke Elliott, his performance last year wasn't necessarily top 100? But 57. Jesse Bates, Chris Godwin, Mika Fitzpatrick, 60 to 70. My man Demario Davis. Yeah, I wanted that guy. Before we drafted Van Der Esch, I wanted to sign Demario Davis. I did. I literally, I had him in my man cave here and saying, I'd like you to go to Dallas. Okay. And FYI, in his time that he's been with New Orleans, being a vocal leader that guys follow behind, has not missed one start. Just hasn't. Just saying. Mike Evans, Nick Chubb, Andrew Wadsworth, Cameron Haywood, J.J. Watt, Calvin Ridley, Corey Lindsey, Brandon Sheriff, Ronnie Staley, 70 to 80, Stephon Gilmore, A.J. Brown, Miles Jack, Garrett Bottles, Daryl Hunter, Keenan Allen, Harrison Smith, Travaris White, Justin Simmons, Tyron Armstead, excuse me. And then we have 81, Odell Beckham. Okay, so this goes back to, I just don't understand all the love that Odell Beckham gets. I just really don't. I'm sorry. There's that one-handed catch. That one-handed catch that was amazing when the Giants got their ass beat at home against the Cowboys. But there's that catch. There's that catch that he had and got injured after that, and Tony Romo led the Dallas Cowboys on a game-winning drive. So the best play, most memorable play of Odell Beckham Jr.'s career was in a loss. He's been in one playoff game. One. And didn't show up. His time in Cleveland for the last, 2 or 3 years, he's been pretty much marred by injuries. Do we really believe that Odell Beckham Jr. is the 81st best player in the NFL? Okay, let me go on some more because there's a point to me stopping there. Tristan Wirfs, Matty Ice, Aaron Jones, Frank Ragnow, Joel Bitcoin, Barkley. This is another one of those ones that I kind of scratch my head on too because Barkley has missed like 17 games. 17 in his short career. Has all of about 2,200 yards to his name in his career. He's been injured the last 2 years and suffered an ACL in week 2. Is Shaquille Barkley really 87 in the top 100? Okay. Matthew Stafford. I might say Matthew Stafford's better than he is because at least he shows up. DJ Moore, Darwin James. And the final 10, Edgerton Jenkins, Jamal Adams, Kirk frickin' Cousins, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Wyatt Taylor, Adam Thielen, Tyler Lockett, Devarius Williams, and Lavoris Sneed. That's it. So here's where it gets interesting to me. We've got 4 Cowboys. We got Zack Martin. We got D-Law. Zack Martin, 18. D-Law, 42. Dak Prescott, 50. At 50. Middle of the road. And Zeke Elliott, 57. And we have Odell Beckham Jr., a guy who's been injured and has yet to bust a grape with the Browns. Who, by the way, this is kind of funny to me because, by the way, you notice who's not in there? Baker Mayfield. You have Odell Beckham Jr., who stays injured, rated in the top 100, and you have your quarterback, Baker Mayfield, not on there. So, all of these lists are very, very subjective. But I don't know how right now you could take Odell Beckham, an aft injured wide receiver, over Amari Cooper. I just don't. Because I can guarantee you that Amari Cooper over the last 2 years has done circles around Odell Beckham Jr.'s numbers. Hell, I'd take CeeDee Lamb in the top 100 before I take Odell Beckham. I'm not saying that CD is ready to be there just yet, but Odell Beckham Jr., he definitely doesn't belong in there. So, yeah, I kind of feel that my quarterback is distant in this. I just do. But I'd like to see your comments. Tell me what you think. Is this about right, for the guys that should be considered top 100? Is it too many? Is it not enough? Is it about the right placement? Do you think Dak should be higher? Do you think Dak shouldn't be in there because he was injured? I want to know what you guys think on this. And I also want to know. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Yeah. I'll see you guys later.